Hey guys, sick of the science versus bro science debates on the internet? The bearded beast of Duloc is two kids. I'm going to address that topic and beat a dead horse. Before I do, I encourage you to stick around, find out how you can reach me with your questions and or comments. So, kids, let's beat a dead horse and talk about the science versus bro science debate. There is this positioning of one versus the other, and quite frankly, it drives me crazy. Here is why, okay? Training, diet, supplementation, even cardio, or any form of fitness, if you're given a plan for these, okay, they're just starting points. From your starting point, you have to evolve your training. If you start with the foundation completely in science, okay, completely embedded in science, you still have to evolve your training. Where you end up at the end isn't going to look like anywhere near where you started. Okay, you have to be willing to evolve your training based on specific needs. So, if you have Mr. Scientist guy over here and Mr. Bro Scientist over here, they seem to be, constantly one against the other. On the YouTubes, it's like one against the other, one against the other. Here's the truth, guys. Here's how it works in the real world. Mr. Science guy builds a foundation. Here's my starting point. Mr. I just want to get big and strong, but I don't read studies. He's not a bad guy because of it, kids. He just has his goals, his individual needs. He doesn't have time for it or just simply doesn't care. But you have two guys starting at the same point, starting points. One guy created his starting point based in science. One guy created a starting point based on, I don't know, Arnold's workout or stuff he read in muscle magazines, whatever, it doesn't matter. So the starting points are here. But over time, as they hit the gym, they eat, they train, they make small changes. They make changes, they make changes, they make changes, they make changes. Over time, they make adjustments, and they usually end up in the same spot, kids. They usually end up in the same spot. What is that spot? Here is the spot. Every bodybuilder, every power lifter starts somewhere, but where they end up at their own system, their own eating plan. They end up at a destination that suits them, that suits their needs, their body, their time schedules, their joints, so on and so forth. So the point here is that it doesn't matter where you start. If you start founded in science, you're going to need that bro science. You're going to need that body feedback. Well, I hate to say you're going to need that bro science, but you're going to need that body feedback and that scale feedback. You're going to have to make changes that aren't founded in science. And if you're a non-science guy, you're going to be following the same path. You might not use science, but you're still going to have to make changes based on needs. So guys, all this hate on one versus the other kind of misses the point. The point is that even if you're founded in complete 100% science, that's your starting point. Your starting point is not your destination. It's not the end point. It can point you in the right direction, but at the end of the day, the only thing that matters, kids, is the changes you make based on your needs. If you choose not to care about science, that's fine. If you choose to care about science, that's fine. But understand the most important thing is changing your program and your diet plan, your supplementation plan, your cardio plan, or even your fitness plan based on your needs. That is what creates success, kids. So we don't need to be making fun of one side versus the other. Quite frankly, it's childish, it's idiotic, and it misses the bigger picture. If you walk into Westside Barbell, Louis Simmons, or if you compare him to the contest prep coaches for bodybuilding, they're going to tell you the same thing, kids. They're going to develop a plan, and then they're going to get the feedback from their clients or their lifters, and they're going to make changes based on this feedback. That is how the system works. The problem is these younger guys on the intertubes don't understand that. They might they haven't been doing this long enough to understand that it's not where you start. Starting points don't matter. It's that evolutionary process, those needs-based changes that are important. All these 60 bodybuilders from the 60s and 70s and 80s that didn't have science, they're not idiots, kids. They're not bro scientists. They took their starting points and made changes based on needs. I call that intelligent, kids. Just because someone doesn't have a tool doesn't mean they're idiots, okay? This is nonsense. It's childish. It's short-sighted. It's arrogant. It really is. It's pretentious bullcrap. Some bodybuilder from the 1970s, just because he worked out in the 1970s and didn't have access to somebody's science, doesn't mean he's an idiot or a bro scientist. He went into the gym. He might have started with a crappy program, but you know what? He evolved things based on his needs. He came up with a diet plan that works, an eating plan that works, and he became a champion. He became a champion. He found what works for him. If that is idiotic, then I don't want to live in this world. Take me away. That is not idiotic, kids. That is smart. That is common sense. That is how it is done. It doesn't matter if you start with science. It doesn't matter if you start with bro science. It doesn't matter if you make tweaks based on the latest scientific works. It doesn't matter, or studies. It doesn't matter if you make tweaks based on something Tom Platz did 30 years ago. Whatever tweaks you interject into your diet program, your your diet program, your bulking program, your training program, whatever, you're still going to have to make changes. So science, bro science, whatever, it's all about evolutionary changes. It's all about needs-based changes. So guys, the next time you see these debates and people fighting over it and people making fun of the other side, come on now, this is absolutely ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Just because somebody doesn't have science doesn't mean that they were doing things wrong. It is always going to be about the changes you make based on your needs, kids. Never forget that. And don't get involved in this us versus them debates. It's not us versus them. That's missing the point, kids. It is all about fitting your eating plan, your training program to your needs. So it doesn't matter where you start, okay? Pick any program that makes sense to you that's a decent program, or any eating program that makes sense to you that's a decent eating program. I don't care if it's founded in science. I don't care if it's founded in... I don't give a crap about science. Do what you want, but be willing to make smart, intelligent choices. If you're on barbell rows and it feels like 1 or 2 more reps might be easier per set might be easier on your back, then make that change. If you're on... If you're trying dips and no matter how hard you try, you can't get your form down, it's just tearing up your shoulders, get rid of them. Do what you need to do to be successful, kids. That is how the process works. Make smart changes. So guys, long ramble. Ramble on, kids. I hope this video has been of some help. If you would like to reach the master, big, hairy, ugly dude / bro scientist in some people's books, there is a link below, kids. It is to a Q&A. It is on a forum. Come on over. I'll help you with training, diet, supplementation, cardio, fitness, basket weaving, whatever you want, kids. I'll even help you grow a beard. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.